Alright, this is Module 4, Lesson 14, Homework Help for 5th grade. I want to show you what we did today because we haven't done it yet. Okay, solve, draw a fraction model to explain your thinking, then write a number sentence. Alright, so our number sentence is fairly straightforward, 1/3 times 3/7. And so how would we draw that? Let me give you a little bit more color coding to help you. So first what we're going to do is we're going to draw our rectangular fraction model, and we are going to cut it into sevenths. Alright, we did sevenths because right here there's sevenths. Now we're going to shade in 3 of them. Why 3? Well, that's the second one. 3/7 is what we're doing here. Alright. So we're going to focus on the 3 here. That's why we shaded in 3. And now we're going to do 1/3 of that section. So in actuality, we're just looking at this section first, and we're cutting it into thirds. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it, but as you can see, I will continue it all the way across. Our focus is in the shaded part, but we also need the whole part. Alright, so now we need 1/3 of this section, so this part is 1/3, and this part here is our 3/7. Okay, so our 1/3 is going to be this section. So our new number is going to be 3/21. How do I know that? Again, there's 1, 2, 3 here, and there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 total. Okay, so this 3 is a double 1, so that's our 3/21. Now, hopefully you can see that 3/21 is also can be divided by 3, both the top and the bottom, by 3/3, and we would get 1/7. Now, if you're just wondering how do I get 1/7, well, we can look at this a different way. We can look at grouping these as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh, what happened there? I don't know if you caught what my mistake was. We have to do it in thirds. So we do thirds here. That's our 6, and then we have another third here. So if we have 3 in each group, there's 7 total groups, so our answer would be 1/7. Because this section that's double slashed is 1 out of the 7 groups. For those of you that can't see that, what we can do is we will divide the top and the bottom by 3. Why 3? Well, because I know that 3 divided by 3 is possible, and I know 21 can be divided by 3. And we get 1/7. If you only get to the 3/21, you'll be okay, but let's stretch our brain again. Alright, in a cookie jar, 1/4 of the cookies are chocolate chip and 1/2 of the rest are peanut butter. What fraction of all the cookies is peanut butter? Alright, so you got to be careful with this one. It has you 1/4 of the cookies are chocolate chips and 1/2 of the rest are peanut butter. So we're actually looking at the rest here. The rest is going to be the part that's outside. You understand that? Okay. 1/4 of a cookie jar are chocolate chips. So we're going to first cut it into 1/4. And then we have what fraction of all the cookies is peanut butter. That's the part we're going to look at after the peanut butter. Alright, so first we're going to start off with our chocolate chip. And we're going to cut it into fourths. How do I know fourths? Well, because we have 1/4 of the cookie jar. Alright. Okay, so that's 1/4 is right here. So in actuality, we have to think our cookie jar is 4/4 minus 1/4. That leaves us 3/4 for the rest. Okay, so the rest are this part right here. And we're going to cut the whole thing in half to get 1/2 of 3/4. Not 1/4, 3/4, because it says the rest. Okay? Let me change this color. So we're actually looking for half of this part here. Okay? That's the rest. Right, so our multiplication problem is 1/2 of 3/4. And hopefully you see it when you go across. You can actually look at the multiplication table, or multiplication. And what comes out when we multiply across is 3/8. And we see that here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3/8 of all the cookies are peanut butter, because half of the rest are peanut butter, and that's 3/8. Okay, so three-eighths of all the cookies are peanut butter. Alright? So hopefully you see it in the picture there, that there's 3 shaded in of the rest when we cut it in half. Okay? And that's out of the total of 8. Right? So we didn't use the 1/4, we used the 3/4 because it said of the rest. Alright, so let's get into some quick ones without words. Draw a rectangle fraction model to explain your thinking. Alright. 1/2 of 4/3 is 1/2 of 4/3. So half of a 4 is 2. So 1/2 of 4 equals 2. So 1/2 of 4/3 equals 2/3. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead, and this says 4/3. So we're going to go and draw, and this is the tricky part. We're going to do thirds. and we're going to have another one because it's actually an improper fraction, and we're going to shade that in 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now we're going to do our half. Okay? And you're going to say, wait, Mr. Valdemar, there's 4 sections on that half that we shade in. You're right. It's going to be 4, 6. Wait, that's not the answer we got. We got 2/3. Wait a second, Mr. Valdemar. That doesn't work. Yes, it does. If you look at it, again, by sectioning it off, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And out of that 4, 2 sections are sectioned, out of the 2/3. Ah, wait a second, I did something wrong. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it gets a little confusing when they throw these other fractions in, but you're going to get the answer right now. Sorry, there was a glitch. Alright, so we're going to go and we have 4/3. It's the same as 2/3. We have 4, 6, which is the same if we divide by 2 on both top and bottom, we get 2/3. Okay, so we're going to divide by 2. Okay, we have 1. Oops. We'll wait for the sirens to pass. What happens is that this will come over here to this section. Okay, and then we have 1, 2, 3. So 2 sections out of the 3 are shaded in. So we had to move this section over to the hole, and we get 2/3. Alright? We don't worry about this section here because it's in the other part. Right? We're looking at the hole, and out of the hole, 2 sections out of 3 are covered in. Alright, so here we go. Draw a rectangle. Let's explain your thinking. Okay, 1/3 of 3/5, hopefully you see it, is equal to 1/5. Okay, you might be saying, nope, 1/3 times 3/5 is equal to 3/15, but you're right both ways. Let's look at it again. Alright, so let's go ahead and go for our 3/5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and we're going to shade in 3 sections of that. 1, 2, 3. And then we are going to divide it into 3 sections. 1, 2, here's 1, 2, and 3. Alright, and then we're going to shade one of those sections. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's where we get our 3 here. If we keep counting, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 15, and that goes there. Now, to get the 1/5, we're going to group our r's together, and we have 1 into groups of 3. Why 3? Well, there's only 3 in one group, so I'm going to try 3 first. 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And only 1 is shaded in. Okay? one whole section. Remember that when you're doing fractions, you will need a complete section. They all have to be the same, so all of them have 3 in each section. One section is shaded in completely with the red and the blue. So that's 1/5. So those of you that want to do it mathematically, we have 3/15. We divide the top and the bottom by 3. So we're dividing by 1, 3/3. And we get 1/5. Okay, you have to know your math really well for that. Okay, so my answer here is going to be 4/15. And there's no relationship between 4 and 15, so there's not going to be any kind of division. So we're going to go ahead and start with our thirds. Does it really matter which one we start with? No, not really, but normally we do with the second one first. Okay, and then we'll do the 1/3, so that means I need to shade in 1/3. And then I'm going to cut it into fifths. And I'm going to shade in 4 of them. Okay, and hopefully you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 that are shaded in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, mistake there, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's this one here. I'll change the color of that arrow so you see the 15. So there we have it, 4/15. We can't separate them into groups of 4 because 15 is not divisible by 4. So there's our answer for that. Alright, I was going to help you set this up, but I'm running out of time, so do your best. Sarah has a photograph blog. 3/7 of the photos are of nature, and 1/4 of the rest are friends. So kind of look at our example from over here, because it says the rest. Okay, so we're going to do 1/4 of the rest. So let's see if I can do this real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, good luck. Your bonus word is blue.